There's a man been making the news a lot recently. He's been complaining that America isn't what it used to be, that it's on a downward spiral, a downward decline. This man is complaining that America used to be first place. America used to be the best in the world, but now America has fallen behind and is no longer as great as it once was. This man, as you may have figured out, is Donald Trump, a Republican presidential candidate. He's gained widespread popularity among a vast number of people due to this complaint. He's complaining, saying the USA is losing its command over the world. And this man promises to change that. Don't we all want that promise to be true? Don't we all want this change? It's no secret that many Americans believe that America has fallen behind, that America isn't what it used to be, and they're largely dissatisfied with the current state of affairs. So, I think, and we all think, that to make America great again would be a fantastic idea. We all agree. Only some of us aren't quite sure if Trump is the man to do the job. Today, I'm here to talk to you about how we could make America great again and no Trump is necessary. So, America, as many as the vast majority of Americans believe, is on the wrong track. As you can see by this chart, twice as many people believe America is on the wrong track versus the right track. There's widespread discontent among the populace. Why are the American people dissatisfied with the current state of affairs? That's no secret. Bad schools, income inequality, terrorism, a weak economy, and low labor participation rates all are reasons for our discontent and for our sad attitudes. So, we all want to fix our problems, return America to its former glory. How do we do that? We do this by fixing the American education system. By fixing the education system and delivering a proper and decent education to all Americans, we can strengthen our economy, increase our labor participation rate, decrease income inequality, and give every American a true chance to succeed. By doing so, we can truly make America great again. It is upon rare occasion in the American news cycle that a day can go by without mention of our failing public schools or our broken education system. Commentary decries that our children languish in failure factories and they're trapped in a pipeline of failure. Test scores of American students lag far behind those of other globalized countries, with Americans performing significantly worse on math and science tests. The 2012 Program for International Student Assessment places the USA at 27th out of 64th of countries in science and 35th in mathematics. For a country that seeks to be a global power at the forefront of innovation, middle of the pack is hardly a place to be. It seems axiomatic that a nation that seeks to be the best, boldest, and smartest must have citizens that are also the best, boldest, and smartest. 4. A nation would be nothing if it weren't for the people that create it and compel it into existence. A great nation, therefore, is rooted in the education system that trains and develops its citizens. Unfortunately, the American education system is far from the forefront of the international scene. The science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs, or STEM, which are experiencing the most economic growth worldwide, are particularly in bad shape in the United States. The Americans for the Association of the Advancement of Science found that just 16% of United States K through 12 STEM education was above average, while 46%, in contrast, was below average. America was in the middle of the pack on a host of standardized tests, even scoring behind Vietnam, widely considered to be a third world country. William McGurn, noting the troubling education prospects facing the disadvantaged American children, wrote that a child who starts in a failing elementary school in the city of New York has only a 1.6% chance of ever going on to a top performing middle school. This single statistic shows the horrendous disadvantages certain children face when it comes to getting a good education. These disadvantaged children, more often than not, are minorities, impoverished, or English language learners. When the children must go to the schools that they are distributed to, the deck is oftentimes stacked against them, and failure is not just a possibility, but the probable reality. And now, let's talk about the solution to this huge and dire problem. The solution that I propose to you guys today is the charter school for America. Now, what is a charter school, you might ask? The charter school, it is a privately run school that's independent of the school districts they reside in. So they are publicly funded through state tax dollars, so all the students go for free. The charter school is open to all who wish to attend, is paid for with tax dollars, and is accountable for the results to an authoritative public body, as well as to the students and to those who teach it. The freedoms enjoyed by public schools, charter schools, allow it the opportunity to deliver a better education to all the students. And in particular, as we will talk about later, children that are disadvantaged due to the fact that they are a minority, impoverished, or English language learners. One factor that probably helps determine the success of a charter school is the teaching environment and the techniques and strategies it utilizes. Successful charter schools offer a strict disciplinary environment. They have an emphasis on student behavior and comportment. They have extended time in school and an intensive focus on traditional reading and math skills. As William McGurn notes, the traditionally underprivileged children in American society, such as those that are minorities, children of color, the impoverished, and English language learners, fare even worse than our mediocre national average. 500,000 New York City children attend schools that are failing, and 90% of the students in these schools are those of color. This is clearly a culture where minority children don't ever have a fair shot to succeed. These children are never given a fair shake, and we, as a people, have allowed ourselves to forget about them and to never really care. And that is just about the most un-American thing we could possibly do. However, the charter school system in New York City has provided results for these children that are extremely impressive. The Success Academy programs in New York have student bodies that are about 58% black and 27% Hispanic. These minority children are trapped in a city where so many of them are never given a fair shake. However, the Success Academies still manage to regularly outscore their counterparts in wealthy suburban areas. Those most severely disadvantaged in American public schools seem to be those that benefit the most from the charter schools. Researchers also found that the impoverished students and English language learners that attend charter schools outperformed students in local public schools on standardized tests. It has given thousands of children of color a way out of poverty and an escape from despair. The charter school has documented, with all of its previous efforts so far, that its students perform better than the national average for traditional public schools, and it's still a huge public benefit for society. The reason American public education is so important to be fixed is because to have intelligent citizens can completely transform a nation. For instance, it has been shown that creating a single high school graduate instead of a high school dropout has a benefit to the public good of over $250,000. Studies also show that attendance to the Success Academy's middle school in Harlem, New York, of which the vast majority of the children are students of color, can create a 4.8 to 7.5% increase in earnings over the terms of their life, and a 1.65 to 2.25% decrease in the probability of committing a property or violent crime. If all charter schools can deliver results to such its students, such as those of these charter schools, we can truly solve the American education crisis. In summation, the freedoms granted to charter schools enable them to exceed those of the public schools around them because they have the freedom of innovation, the freedom to teach as they please and to teach the students better. They're not held to other standards or to other requirements that hold them down or hold them back, and there's not miles and miles of bureaucratic tape that they have to cut through to get anything done. With the American public education system mired in such mediocrity, I truly believe charter schools can play a major role in helping to fix our education system. Especially for urban dwellers, minorities, and the impoverished, the charter school can deliver an education that is superior to any other education these people can receive. Overall, the charter school has a positive impact on American public education, providing an alternative to struggling public schools and enabling traditionally disadvantaged children a better shot at life through a good education. Now that we know about charter schools and about all the goodness they have, I'd like to share a little bit of a story. And this isn't as much of a story as it is a personal reflection upon my own life. I would not be where I was today if it weren't for the effects of good education and good teachers. I would not have been pushed to exceed all of the expectations I had set for myself if those people didn't push me. I wasn't the best student, and I never worked hard enough until these teachers made me. They realized my potential far before I ever did, and because of that, it has allowed me such great success in my life today. So, as a closing statement, I'd like to tell everyone here today that we do need to make America great again. Donald Trump is certainly right about that. Our nation is in decline, and we need to reverse it. But the way to reverse this decline and to make America great again is not through Donald Trump, but instead by fixing our public education system and promoting the charter school system to help all of America and all of its children. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. My name's Cameron Nolan, and good night.